My first favorite stationery is the Muji pens. I always love using Muji ever since 7th grade because I just love the different colors I can use to make my notes stand out since I'm a visual learner. I also love the grip of the retractable pen of Muji, and also there's a clip which is handy when you want to clip it to your clothes or notebooks so you won't lose it. Muji pens also dry really quick, so I just have to wait around a minute or two, then I can start highlighting without smudging the ink. Also, the ink of the pen lasts me around 3 months for the black and a year or more for the colors, which is great since you save more money. I don't have all the colors of the Muji pen since I only pick the colors that I always use. So I just recommend you guys to buy the Muji pens in Japan since they are incredibly cheap compared to buying it in other countries. I have also been loving the Muji highlighters, and I have 3 of them, one in yellow, one in blue, and one in orange. So I love them because first, they are retractable, so I don't have to worry about losing the cap, and the colors are very minimalistic, and for some reason the colors do not hurt my eyes unlike neon highlighters which are super bright. I have also been loving the Muji 0.5mm mechanical pencil rubber grip, and the rubber grip is really good, so I don't feel sore when writing for a long period of time, and the tip is also really sturdy and it does not break when you accidentally drop the pencil. The body is also pretty thin, which I like since my hands get really sore easily with mechanical pencils that have sort of a fat body. Next up are the Papermate gel pens. I used to use these pens before I found out Muji, and these pens don't smudge at all, so once you write a text you can immediately highlight it, which is awesome. And they also last pretty long, but not as long as the Muji pens. Also, the quality of Papermate compared to Muji is not that good in terms of the ink, if you can ever see it from the swatch, but that is just minor for me, and this is really a good alternative to Muji pens if you want to buy cheaper gel pens but have sort of a good quality. Next up is the famous Zebra mild liners. Now, if you don't know what a mild liner is, it is a highlighter that's one side a highlighter and on one side like a marker tip. So there are over 20 plus colors of mild liners, and they come from different packs. So I really love the pastel colors since the colors are just beautiful, and though they may be light colors, it does not hurt the eyes at all. But one thing I don't like about the mild liner is that it goes on almost every paper that I have except for cardstock paper. But other than that, these highlighters are really good. I also love the Sharpie highlighters. I have been using these constantly since the start of the school year for highlighting, making titles and sections stand out, as well as making symbols, from which you can see from my study with me's and in my Instagram photos. And I'm just really amazed that the ink really never runs out. I have been using this set of Sharpie highlighters for over 2 years, so it's really amazing how the ink never runs out. The colors of the Sharpie highlighters are mostly dark except for I think the yellow and the orange, so they don't really hurt the eyes too much, and they are also cheaper than the Muji highlighters and the mild liner highlighters, so this may be an alternative for people who wants a cheap but good quality highlighter. Of course, I cannot forget about the Daiso page flags. This is a set of 5 different color page flags with 100 pieces each. So what I love about this is that they are really sticky even though you keep transferring them from one paper to another, and this is actually a very cheap price. you get about 500 pieces of page flags that are also very sticky for only like $1.50, and it's in US dollars. I also love the cute designs of other page flags, but sad to say these are more costly than the Daiso page flags, and they also have fewer pieces of page flags compared to the Daiso page flags. But if you want adorable page flags, then I guess your money will be worth it. Next, I really love sticky notes, and I have the regular one with 100 sheets, and this is from Delhi. And I have a medium one with 100 sheets from Best Buy, which is the cheapest at National Bookstore, and a large one with 100 sheets, which is also from Best Buy. So these are really good sticky notes because they're really sticky and they have a great quality. And this is also a good alternative to the Post-it Notes brand who sells really expensive sticky notes. So I also have a lined sticky note because I do not have the talent in writing straight without lines, and sadly this is from the Post-it Notes brand, but I still don't know if Best Buy or Delhi sells lined Post-it Notes for a cheaper price, but if I do find, I'm gonna update you guys on that. I also love cute sticky notes design, just like these cute Chum Chum sticky notes that I got from Hong Kong Disneyland. They are also pretty sticky and cute, but it's just that they don't have as much sheets as my other sticky notes that have like about 100 sheets. For markers, Studio Fine Tip markers are one of the cheapest and also good quality markers. For just $3 Canadian, you can get 18 different colored markers. The tip is a bit fat, which is good for making title pages since the lines are thick, and these markers only ghost a bit but not too much, which is good for those people who hates ghosting. And also, they last a pretty long time. I have been using this continuously during 8th and 9th grade, and they just never run out of ink, which I'm very happy about. By the way, I got these markers from Dollarama in Canada, and it is like a sort of like a Daiso since their stationery there is also quite cheap. Next up are the Stabilo Pen 68 markers, which are like the studio markers except they're more costly. So what I like about the Stabilo pen is that they have pastel markers in which almost none of the other companies have, and their tips do not break or get deformed easily. I also use Stabilo pen for making title pages, outlining, and even sometimes for drawing. So one problem with this is that the Stabilo Pen 68 goes more than the studio markers, so I just really recommend you to use a good quality paper when using Stabilo Pen 68. Lastly, to pair up with the Stabilo Pen 68, I have the Stabilo Point 88. Now, the Stabilo Point 88 are very fine tip, which is about 0.4 millimeters, so you can really use this as a pen. I have the pastel pack, which also goes along with the pastel pack of my Stabilo Pen 68. For me, they don't smudge when I use highlighters with it, and the tip is also quite sturdy. And once I accidentally left the cap out of the pen for about 12 hours, which really scared me because I thought the ink would dry, but it didn't. It still had the same quality of ink as before, which is very good. Only problem again is the ghosting because it really ghosts a lot, and I think this is really a problem with all Stabilo products.